Hey guys, so it's me, just Chris. I just wanted to quickly talk about my horror story turned happy ending. Not that type of happy ending, but a happy ending in Sweden. I'm in Stockholm, Sweden, and I'm getting ready to leave. God willing, I'm going to Finland in like about 2 hours on a ferry boat. And I just wanted to take this time to give you the story of how I ended up where I ended up. So let's start from the bus ride. So I was leaving Oslo, Norway, which I enjoyed being in Norway. The weather was nice. It was a little chilly, but they had way more food options than Denmark, coming from Copenhagen. And it was just a different vibe. Like, I just really enjoyed Norway. It was just, I don't know, it was very beautiful. Denmark was very nice too, as far as the aesthetics. But Norway was just really beautiful. So I decided to take a bus ride, 7-hour bus ride to Stockholm, Sweden. And I had this gut feeling that something was gonna go wrong. And I didn't really want to think too hard about it, but typically when I have a gut feeling like that, something does go wrong. So it started off on the bus ride. I was sitting next to this Italian guy on the bus, and the guy, he it was just a regular conversation. Like, we were just like, we're sitting next to each other. It's a very jam-packed bus. Like, every seat was filled, and he was my, person that I was sitting next to. And you know how you do like that small talk or whatever to the person you're sitting next to, talking about, oh, where you gonna go after Stockholm, and what are you gonna do in Stockholm, da da da. That type of conversation. So come to find out, he was also taking a ferry ride to Finland, and I was like, okay, awesome. Well, maybe we could be on the same ferry boat. And he was like, yeah, why don't you see about getting the same ride. So anyways, fast forward, I look up the ride, and I can't get on that boat because the price pretty much doubled in half. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. So we were trying to figure out the solution. Sorry, my nose is running because it's a little chilly out here, and yeah, I'd be sensitive to cold weather like this. But anyways, it started off on the way to Sweden, and we were just talking, having a regular, normal conversation. Nothing flirtatious, nothing weird, just a regular conversation that you would have sitting next to somebody. And I had offered, I said, you know what? The only other way that I know is that when you ride a ferry boat, typically, well, all the time, the rooms have multiple beds in there. And I was just kind of trying to see, like, hey, can I possibly get on your reservation and just add a passenger, and then I can just share the same room with you, because there's multiple beds in there. And he was like, sure, I don't mind that. Like, I would like for us to continue, hanging out. And I was like, okay, perfect. So we called the ferry place to try to, like, add me onto his reservation. That didn't work because the office was closed. But I'm kind of glad that it did happen this way, because now, maybe guys, y'all can tell me if I'm wrong or if I did something, but I don't think that was a suggestion to try to do anything sexual with him. It was literally just, okay, what is this car doing? I'm literally just sitting here. I don't like how cars could be at the same place that people be sitting at. Like, it's literally cars right here. So anyway, I might have to move because y'all look. Anyways, sorry about that. So, yeah. So, tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if it was my fault, but I don't think it was. Men are just disgusting like that, I guess. Italian men. But anyways, so yeah. So he basically is like, okay, sure. Like, I'm gonna try to get you on my reservation. I don't have a problem at all with you sharing the room with me. I think it'd be great. Blah blah blah. We can continue our travel together. And I'm like, okay. Well, I'm putting on my headphones. Keep in mind, it's a long bus ride. It's a few hours. I put on my headphones, and I kind of turn, and I'm leaning against the window, and here he is putting his hand on my thigh, and I'm like, okay, this is awkward. Like, what in the world did this come from? Like, did I do something or say something to make you think it's okay to put your hands on my thighs? So he puts his hand on my thigh and I move his hand and I'm like looking at him like, no. And he's like, and I'm like, yeah, no. And he stops. And then about 5 minutes later, he does it again. He puts his hand on my thigh and I'm like, okay, well, this is gonna be a long bus ride. And I'm just like, bruh, like, why would you think that this is okay? So I look at him and he's like, you want me to stop? And I'm like, yes, I do actually. Like, no, don't put your hands on me. Like, this isn't that type of party. And he's like, just a little bit? And I'm like, no, like, what is wrong with you? So he finally stops. And then about 5 minutes later, he taps me on my shoulder. He taps me on my shoulder and, like, I take off my headphones and I'm still listening to my little music. And he's like, do you think maybe possibly tonight, you know, you and I can, and I'm like, what? You and I can what? And he's like, you know, me and you tonight, is it possible? And I'm like, wow. So you're trying to get in my pants tonight? I said, no, it's not a possibility. And by this time I had already given him my number because we were gonna try to like get me on his reservation, which I'm glad I didn't. Can y'all imagine if I got on the ferry boat with him, in the same room with him? He definitely would have tried something. And I'm like, and I know y'all probably thinking, you're crazy. Why would you go with a stranger and da-da-da? Keep in mind, I'm a backpacker. I've done some crazy stuff in my lifetime. I've been traveling since I was a teenager, traveling the world, being with lots of strangers, okay? And I'm not talking about in a sexual way. I'm talking about just like, I meet a random person and I'm like, oh, you going that same way? Okay, cool. I can just tag along with you. I've gotten in cars and stuff with random people, and let me stop telling all my business. But yeah, I've done some crazy things, and people are, for the most part, they're helpful, you know, like honestly, like, and it's not nothing sexual, even if it is a guy. So it's like 50-50 with men actually, because some of them don't expect anything and some of them do. So with him, he was all dressed up. He looked like a little businessman, and I'm not thinking that he's thinking anything like that, but yeah, he was. So that's how my Sweden journey started. So I'm like, well, dang, you know, that kind of like messed up my plans because I kind of planned on traveling with him. Now, boom, I get to booking a hostel. I book a hostel, and come to find out, the hostel was not a hostel. I booked on booking.com in some kind of way. There was no reviews on it. And I typically do not book something that don't have reviews. But in this case, I was desperate and I wanted a cheap place and decent reviews. There was lots of cheap places, but the reviews were bad and they were really kind of far out from the center. So I found one, and then fast forward, we get to Stockholm and it's raining. It's like 10 p.m. and I'm desperate. I'm just like, oh, I just can't wait to go to this place and lay down. Well, lo and behold, when I put the address in there, Google reviews popped up. And all of the reviews were like, this is not a hostel. This is a homeless shelter that they rent out rooms for. And I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. So now I'm like, what the heck am I going to do? I'm literally in Sweden, in the worst part of Sweden, downtown. And y'all know how downtowns are. Homeless people everywhere, drunk people, people in and out of bars. Like, it's just a bad scene. And I'm just like, Lord have mercy. So one thing I've been learning about being a backpacker is just remaining calm, praying, and it always works out. I'm getting ready to go through, and I'm just like, Lord have mercy. Like, what am I going to do now? So I said, you know what? I'm going to just stay at the bus station. And it's not that long. It was already 10 p.m. I'm like, I got about 6 or 7 hours before daylight. I'm going to just stay at the bus station and go to sleep. So I get comfortable at the bus station, you know, get all cozied up, get my little blanket. And then about 2 hours later, the security people come and they tell everybody at the bus station, okay, it's midnight, everybody got to go. Everybody got to get out. The bus station's closed. They lock the doors, and I'm like, okay, well, on to plan C, because this is not going to work. So I decide to go to the hostel, since technically I already had a reservation. And I'm passing by all these homeless people, all these drunk people. They're touching me, well, not touching me, but they're like talking to me, trying to like get my attention, and I'm just ignoring them. And I'm just like, Lord, I do not want to be walking on these streets. So I ended up going to the hostel, and there he's like, there's no reservation for you. And I'm like, bruh, what? And I show him my number. I show him that the money was already taken off my account. I showed him my bank account, and he was like, no, it's not here. So you can pay again if you want, and then I can give you a room. And I'm like, I'm not about to pay twice for this homeless shelter, like that's not gonna happen. So I said, forget it, and I just left. By this time, it's about 2 a.m. I'm still walking the streets of Sweden at 2 a.m. downtown Stockholm. I go to a McDonald's. Thank God, there's a McDonald's open. There's a little security guard there, so it was not like random people. There's like regular people in there. I get to McDonald's, and I'm like, let me just order something so I can sit down. So I order like a hot chocolate just so I can like look like I'm the customer. And I meet this black guy, and he starts talking to me, and he's like, hey, you're a tourist? And I'm like, yeah, I am. And we get to talking. Lo and behold, I tell him about my situation. He was having his own situation of his own. Him and his friend were like stuck out without a ride or something. So they kind of bought us some time to talk. So we talked about an hour, and he was like, go to this hotel I used to work at, and there's a security guard there. If you don't have anywhere to go. Y'all, this man came down in this place butt naked. Oh my God. This man literally just came down from his room. I've been seeing drunk people come in and out of here all night long. This man was butt naked. Oh my God. Go, at least it's a safe place for you to chill, charge your phone, because I need to charge my phone. I was only at 10%. So I get down there, and I said, okay, cool. We exchange information, exchange Instagram or whatever. And I go to the hotel, and I go and ask for the person he told me to look for. Lo and behold, nobody there is by that name. And I'm just like, I just can't win. So the security guard there, I asked him, is your name blah, blah, blah? And he's like, no. And I'm like, so I had to make up a story. I was like, you know what? I'm waiting for my friend. He's at this hotel, and, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, okay, that's fine. And I get to talking to him, and I get to speaking to him because he spoke Arabic, because he was from Iraq, and I was just trying to break the ice some type of way and like trying to pass time. So I started speaking a little Arabic that I remember, when I learned it. And, they kind of, I guess, made him feel more at ease. So we got to talking, and he was really nice. And he eventually was like, you know what, just make yourself at home. You can put all your things over here, and you can charge your phone right here. And, you need some water, you need anything. And I'm just like, oh, thank God. So it's about 2 a.m. at this point, 2:30, maybe 3 a.m. at this point. And he's working overnight. He's a security guard. So I get to talking to him. We get to talking about everything. And then we start talking about religion. And I'm a Christian. And I told him about Jesus. And we started talking about Jesus. And we just had this great conversation that lasted until like 5:30 a.m. And I'm like, well, praise the Lord. I got my phone charged. I got somewhere warm to stay. Even though I was still up and awake, I'm dead tired. And I am like a zombie at this point. But I'm still going through the motions. And he's like, okay, I'm getting ready to get off. What are you going to do? Like, are you going to still wait for your friend here at the hotel? Even though, AKA, my friend was never going to show up because he didn't exist. Well, he did, but he wasn't ever going to be coming. So, anyway, by this time, I'm hating Sweden. I'm like, I hate this place. I'm having bad luck here. Like, everything's just really bad. I hate this place, da 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 da. But it started getting a little bit better and better and better. And then, y'all, it's so freaking noisy. I can't even do this vlog. So, I ended up, talking to the security guard, and he ended up saying, okay, well, I'm not going to feel good just leaving you here. Like, why don't you let me take you to a hotel? And in my mind, I'm like, I'm not about to pay $350 for no hotel, especially for a few hours, because by this time it's almost 6 a.m. and I will have to check out at 11. It's like a few hours. I'm not doing that. And I didn't want to tell him that though, but he's like, no, 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 I'm not gonna feel safe. I'm not gonna feel good knowing that I left you here and you didn't have anywhere to go. So let's find you a hotel. The hotel he worked at was booked. He starts taking me around every hotel in downtown, and everybody's like, no, no, we're full. Nope, we're full. We're full. And I'm just like, this is a nightmare. This is a complete nightmare. And my ferry ride, which I hadn't booked, wasn't leaving until 4 p.m. And I'm just like, what am I gonna do? So, anyways, I ended up, we ended up just riding around, and he was like, oh, I work at another hotel, so let's go here. So he ends up taking me to a hotel that was way on the other side of Stockholm, and it's the hotel that I ended up staying in. So it was a pretty decent rate. Now, granted, it's nothing really around here, but it's okay. It was a very decent rate. I mean, of course, it wasn't like free or like, $30, but it was a really, really decent rate for what I got. It was a nice hotel and a nice place. So I'm like, wow. And by this time, it's about 7 a.m. And he helps me with my bags. He takes it up to the room. And he was a very decent guy, Middle Eastern guy. And he was just really sweet. He helped me out. And I finally ended up in a nice, decent, cozy place in a hotel without some weirdo man or whatever. And everybody at the hotel here is very nice. They treat people how they need to be treated. This is American brand hotel, by the way. Americans, we know how to be nice to people. So yeah, that's how I ended up in Sweden. And my little Swedish story was sour at first, but it turned sweet. Guys, so what do you guys think? Do I look very wholesome? I look very what's the name? Very modest. What do you think? So hopefully, only the good guys would, want to talk to me, not all these losers that's always trying to holler at me and get into bed with me. So what do you think? Like, isn't it giving like nice, clean church girl? No makeup on. So yeah, I'm gonna go out. It's a very dark day today. Here in Sweden, I got a long story on my story of how I got to Sweden last night. It's been a complete nightmare, but this is where I am now. Yes, it's not a hostel, obviously. It is a 4 or 5 star hotel, but it's a long story how I got here, honey. But anyways, yeah, so I'm gonna go out, get some food. I'm gonna let you see what it looks like out here. It's a very dark day. Look, and it's rainy. Ew. That's one thing I've seen about the Scandinavian countries. So don't come for me, because people love to be coming in my comment section coming for me. Like, this is my blog and this is my experience. No, I don't do much research when I travel to different countries, because I'm literally traveling to every country in the world. And I ain't got time to be researching every single place that I go to. So with that being said, yes, no, I don't know that it rains all the time here. So it kind of makes me not want to go out, but I have to go out because I'm kind of weird like that. I can't just sit inside of a place all day long. Just a quick snippet of the horror story from Sweden. Um, I arrived last night and I stayed up more than 24 hours. So I went to bed about 7 a.m. this morning, and it's about what, 5 p.m. now? 4 or 5 p.m. now. So yeah, I had to sleep like a cat today. I had to sleep during the day because I was finally able to rest my head at 7 a.m. But stay tuned for that horror story. I will definitely let you know what happened last night. But yeah, so it's really dark outside. Sad, but I'm gonna go out and get something to eat. Try to find something to eat, and I'll go from there. So see you in a little bit. All right, y'all. This GoPro is way too expensive to be acting up. I'm just at the hotel. I'm getting ready to go downstairs and get some food. I honestly, here's the gym and wellness. Let's see what's in here. I can't find my... Hi.
Hi.
Is there a pool in here?
Yeah, we have a pool in here. So the pool is down there if you want to look.
Okay.
And we also have 3 different types of saunas.
Oh man, I'm so happy. That just made me. I'm gonna go get something to eat. And
Yeah.
when is it closed? Because I'm probably gonna be here. Oh, what time is it now?
It's 7.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, I'll be back. Okay, yes. Let me go.
There's quite a lot of people down there right now, but they're going to leave at 8. So if you come at 8, it's going to be quite chill. It's going to be a few people, but not as much.
And where's the sauna?
The saunas is downstairs
Downstairs
as well, but you don't really see them from this angle.
Okay.
They're like behind there.
Okay,
so.
perfect. Well, let me go eat and I'll be right back.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, y'all. Sauna is my thing. I am so excited. What floor am I on? I think I'm only on the... I think there's a... Yeah, I don't know what floor I'm on. I'm trying not to be recording people, but... See what life is like when you actually leave your hotel room? I noticed there's a whole lot of Ethiopians in these Scandinavian countries. I wonder what's that about. I've seen so many Ethiopian people. Y'all, I am so excited. This hotel is nice. So this is the hotel I'm staying in. This ain't no free publicity for them. I'm just saying. I'm not really sure where I'm gonna go. I don't even know if the camera is clear because it's not the best in low lighting. But okay, it's almost 7 o'clock. Good Lord, I don't know it was that late. I am so about to get in that sauna. That just made me so excited. I gotta hurry up and find some food. I do not have time. A sushi place. Okay, I'm eating sushi today. I love me some sushi. I'm gonna eat some sushi real quick and then go in the sauna and go swimming. I can't wait. I know all these Swedish people are not gonna be ready for what I'm about to look like in this swimsuit. But it's okay. Wait. Oh, okay. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna go in here and get something to eat. And yes, it's not a whole lot to see around here, but maybe if I get up in the morning, I could take a walk around the town where it's light outside. Because I want to see a little bit of Sweden. Oh yeah, and I still have to tell y'all about the store. All right, y'all. I'm trying to set up my little stupid camera. Okay, this ain't gonna work. So we just gonna do it like that, okay? All right, I'm back, and I got the stuff. Got my soy sauce. Got my chopsticks. I got my ramen. And oh, this sushi looks so good. Okay, what is this? Okay. Oh, this is perfect. So the ramen. Oh, this is perfect. I can just pour my ramen in here. This looks so good, y'all. Let me show you. Can you see that? Okay, here's the ramen. This is my first time ever having ramen. Like, I only had, like, you know, the cheap stuff that you get from the grocery store. I don't have a lot of time to eat, y'all, so this ramen gonna have to wait. I'm gonna eat that later. This sushi, Lord have mercy. I'm trying to do this and record at the same time. Okay. Yeah, look at this sushi. This sushi look the bomb.com. All right, let me scarf down a few of this and put on my swimsuit and everything. I think this camera about to be all lopsided and everything. But anyways, got my food. I actually saw 2 other Americans in the sushi restaurant. They were cool. His girlfriend, she didn't look like she was that nice, but the man was real, he was nice. He was talking to me. We were just talking about our travels and stuff. But yeah, so I'm gonna eat this real quick. Get ready to go to the sauna. I think I might bring my GoPro down there just so y'all can see what it looks like. But yeah, that's one good thing about being in a hotel versus a hostel, which I'm not knocking hostels at all, of course, because you know, the hostels are my thing. But I will say, I can't set this camera up. Let me sit right here. Okay, so yes. There we go. So yes, one good thing about being in a hotel is having all the amenities of a hotel. And I completely forgot about because I've been sleeping all day. I got up at about 3 p.m., which was really good because, you know, 3 o'clock for sleeping at 7, 8 a.m. That's pretty decent. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and eat this sushi. Let me try it real quick. Yeah, I'm still learning how to do these chopsticks. But, okay, yeah, I'm not going to do this on camera because I'm going to look a mess. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and eat my little sushi and go to the sauna. I'm so excited. I didn't get to go to sauna in Norway. And Norway had a lot of saunas to choose from. But anyways, yes, let me hurry up and stop talking so much because I'm wasting my time. I got to go to the sauna. So I will see you down there, okay? What? I already know what you're going to say. Okay, I have...
Don't flatter yourself.
Don't flatter myself.
Yeah. No, I'm just hating.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is just Chris reporting live from Stockholm, Sweden. It is my last day. Unfortunately, you won't get to see anything cool because I ended up in a hotel room way kind of like in the middle of nowhere. So I thought I could at least see some type of sights around here, but I'm on a time crunch and I cannot I can't afford to stay any extra days because I still have a few more countries to visit in Europe and my visa is slowly but surely expiring. Only have about 30 days left and I still got about 11 more countries to see. So yes, if you're asking me why am I rushing, I could always come back next year. You're right, I could, but I don't want to because next year I'm going to be doing, God willing, I'm going to be doing Asia next year. And I'm not coming back to Europe next year. So, this is the year that I planned for it. Anyways, as you can see, you can't see anything. There's nothing cool around here to see. But I had a really good restful night. As I stated in my other vlogs, I got to sit down and tell you the horror story. The horror turned happy story, I'll say. Because I was going to get a bad impression of Sweden, but it turned out pretty nice. I actually met some people, pretty cool. And typically I don't meet people at a hotel because, you know, a hotel is not like a hostel where you're sharing your space and stuff. But I did meet some people at the gym, and it was nice. So, but yeah, so stay tuned for the horror story. Getting ready to go to Finland. Helsinki, I think is how I'd say it. Helsinki, Sweden. And check that out. I did pass by a pizza place that I'm probably going to go and eat at. Or I think I saw this other restaurant, so I might try that. But last night, I did see way more food options than Denmark. So far in the Scandinavian area, I think Norway and Sweden have been fine. So we'll check out and see what Finland is like. I'm gonna be going on a ferry today in a few hours, and we'll check out that vlog later. But as of right now, we're just gonna head to this little restaurant and see if they have any food that's appetizing. Last night I went to a Thai restaurant, not a Thai, a Japanese restaurant, and got some sushi. That was pretty good. I got ramen for the first time. That was okay. But yeah, other than that, just getting ready to head across the street and check it out. It's a beautiful day today. Yesterday and the day before it was rainy, rainy, rainy. And finally, of course, the day that I'm leaving, it wants to be all beautiful. But anyways, I'll see you later.